everyone, and welcome to this businesstraining.com video module on 5 tips for writing great copy. So first of all, some copywriting tips. Just in general, copywriting can be pretty tricky. Just like in art, anyone can draw, anyone can paint, but there is going to be a definite differentiation between a good painter and a not so good painter. The same is true in copywriting. Copywriting is so much more than simply writing copy, as is the definition of copywriting. So how to first better write and how to write better copy is to do your homework. This is a theme that you'll see in a lot of businesstraining.com videos, especially ones on PR, but it is the most important part to writing better, compelling copy. Now, this can be in a lot of areas, and we'll go over this in a second, but really do your homework. This is your front end research, your front end information gathering, and this will make the rest of these steps a lot easier. So secondly is to use calls to action. Then make it easy to act, make it easy to do something if you ask them to do it, make it easy for them to respond or to reply or to purchase, whatever it may be, and try to avoid specifications, specs such as the height of the product that you're offering or the length of time that you offer a service. Do use the benefits and really convey that to them. This is what you're getting if you purchase this. This is what you're getting if you donate to this cause. Really say why this is important to someone. And then lastly is to pay attention to consumer behavior, and we'll go over this in just a second. So first is to do your homework. This means homework in a sense of a lot of ways. First, what are you writing about? So do your homework on the topic that you're writing about. If you're writing about your product, you're going to need to do some research on what you're offering. You should know what your competitors are offering. Then from there, know who you're writing for. What is your message? What's your underlying or your overall message that you're trying to convey? What does your target market read? Where do they read? There are a lot of questions to answer, which is your homework that you need to address before you can write compelling, informative, and targeted copy. Because really writing without this homework, without this information, really can result in just aimless copywriting. The second step is to use calls to action. These are essentially what their name entails, a request for someone to act. Use these in your copy to really help encourage someone to make the next step, to know what to do next, where to go next. So with a lot of options like links and places to go online, you really sometimes need to spoon feed someone. It can be especially necessary if you want your readers to convert into buyers or supporters, etc. And a call to action can be something as simple as, what's your take on this? And it can be just as simple as asking them, will you comment, or if you have any feedback on this post, leave a comment in the comment sections of the blog. If you think this post is really great, retweet it on your Twitter account. And you can make the call to action really easy, which will come to the next step here, which is step 3, to make it easy to act. Put that retweet button right there in the post. Make it really easy for them to do your action that you've called them to do. Do you want them to do something that you've called them to do in your calls to action? Well, then help them to do so. Make it really easy to comment, to respond, and especially to purchase. There's a lot of times where someone is looking for a reason to say no, or they're just waiting for a reason to say no, and the smallest things can make that purchase or that donation or that sharing or spreading to a friend online, that can make that not happen. So make sure that you really take the time to make it easy to purchase, make it easy to respond, make it easy to ask questions, and if they do so, make sure that you answer them. That's going to be a big part of having successful communications online, and great copywriting is supposed to engage the reader and really get them to really interact with you. So make sure that you're available to interact back. And then focus on the benefits. You can share things like, it's new and improved, it's updated, and now has 40% more in each package, but what does that mean? If you can't convey what it means to somebody and why it matters, it won't be clear to your readers either. So have your friend, have someone else who maybe doesn't know what you're doing, if you need some feedback, to read what you say. And if they have questions about, why does it matter? then you're going to need to figure out a way to make that more clear. You know, if a reader has to really work for a meaning or really try to understand something like a benefit, they're going to move on to something else that will give them that meaning for them. So, for example, 40% more in each package means what? Well, it means that I save money, which means I can go do other things, which means that I'll be able to purchase this more later in the future. So, of course, you don't tie that back into purchasing more of your product, but do tie it back into that they now have more money to go do something else, and they've been given a benefit from you. Somebody wants to know, okay, so why does it matter if this car drives really fast? It could be a statistics or a specification, but if it makes them look cooler or makes them feel faster, that's going to be a benefit. And there's a lot that goes into this behind consumer behavior, which goes on to our next step. This can be applicable in a lot of online and offline copywriting, and it really should be, because consumer behavior really shapes the way that consumers act. Because the term is consumer behavior, but it's the psychology behind the consumer behavior that makes them do what they do. And words can really convey emotion. They can make someone act, and they can be the reason that people stay or leave your website. So use the psychology behind decision making to really create your website with the best design in mind and create the best overall and underlying message. Things like color choices, choosing a word over another, or making a decision to use an image or not. A lot of that can be related to other things like aesthetics or web design, and copywriting may not include a lot of that, but there's a lot that goes into the creation of copy that can influence readers to act or to not act. So keep in mind, words, there are certain keywords that make consumers do one thing over another. Really conveying emotion can make a consumer feel more empathized with. There's a lot that goes into this. So you could research this for days, for years, I'm sure, but keep in mind that you are a consumer also. So when writing, keep yourself in mind and step back to give yourself a bigger perspective on who am I writing for, and what are the questions they're going to have, and what are they looking for. Really speak to their psychology and really speak to their decision-making persona that they have. That sums up our businesstraining.com video on 5 tips for great copywriting. Thank you for watching this businesstraining.com video. I hope you've enjoyed it. To learn more about the training and certification programs that we offer, please visit our homepage at businesstraining.com.